Hi guys, I'm really sorry I've taken so much time to come back. It was due to some personal circumstances, but however, here I am with a very informative video that I hope will help you during your interview. I've been asked the question, so many people told me, we go through the interview and everything was okay, but we don't know why we didn't succeed and we don't know what we did wrong. That the English was perfect, the makeup was perfect, everything was good, but we still don't know the reason why we were refused. However, in this video, I'm gonna show you some keywords that if you use during your interview as a cabin crew, believe me, you will make it. It's the way you answer the questions. Let me explain to you that the questions that are being asked in the interview of a cabin crew are the same in any airline. I mean, when I say any airline, I mean literally any airline. It's British Airways, Qatar Airways, Emirates, Etihad Airways, Indigo, whatever, because the position that you're gonna hold is the same. The position of a cabin crew is the same. The tasks are the same. So the things that the recruiters are looking for in a certain person are the same in any airline. So if you follow up with me till the end, I'm sure if you go through any interview with any airline for the position of a cabin crew, then you're gonna... So here in this paper, I have some of the most frequently asked questions during the interview of a flight attendant. So as I told you before, there is one question that is being repeated again and again and again. Why do you want to become a cabin crew? With any airline, I'm sure the recruiter will ask you, why do you want to become a cabin crew? So the tip that I'm gonna give you here to answer, don't look like anyone else. Don't say because I love flying. Search for something within you, within yourself, that exists in your personality that the recruiter needs from you. Like, for example, I'm talking about myself now, okay? I love serving people. So if the recruiter asks me, why do you want to become a cabin crew? I'm not going to go and answer because I love flying. This is not the only thing that you do, and this is a very commonly heard answer, So if I say, because I love serving people, here the cabin crew job is based on the customer service. So there is a point in you, like you say, I feel satisfied when I serve people. So when you answer this way, this is a very clever way of saying that I have something in me that you are looking for, which is very nice, As a recruiter, if I feel somebody being honest with me and in their answer, if I look at them in the eyes while they are saying this and I feel that this something exists in them, I'm gonna take them directly. So here is a very special way of saying it. So you can either go to something in your personality that exists in you that the recruiter is looking for, or you can go throughout your experience. Like, you don't need to be a cabin crew or have the experience of cabin crew in order for you to be accepted as a cabin crew. But go ahead and mention customer service. If you've worked in customer service, you've worked with people, you know how to deal with people. You know how to deal with people in any mood, whether they're happy, whether they're angry, whether they are excited, whether they are unruly. If you ever faced people and worked with people in customer service, then you can go back to your experience and say, because I find myself in customer service, I find myself in serving people, and I do that easily. So this is the reason why I want to become a cabin crew, because apart from safety, customer service is very important in the cabin crew job. So that's a way to answer it. And you don't look traditional, like you just copied and pasted the answer from someone else, giving it to the recruiter with no soul. There is another question that is being asked by the recruiters, is that what do you know about the company? So when they ask you what do you know about the company, and you show that you've done some research, this means that you are interested in joining the company. Of course, if you take some of your time and go and do your research and then find information and memorize them, and then you answer to this question, this means that you are interested in becoming a cabin crew. So what are the information that you should look for? Go back to the history in Google and go back through the some names of the founders, of the CEO, anything that has to do with management team. So you should be aware of who is who, few names, pick up some names, remember them. At least 1 or 2 names. This will show that you are interested. The recruiter might ask you another question, like, what would you do if you are not successful this time? This is a very clever way of knowing your type of personality. They don't need people that give up easily. They don't need people that get mad and angry if they don't make it. They don't need people who do not really want this job to try again and again and again. So the best way to answer is to say, I'm really sorry, because my dog is not letting me finish, so I'm gonna put the dog away and then I'm gonna come back. So as I was telling you, they want to know if you're gonna give up very easily, or you do get mad very easily and you're not happy with the results that they gave you. So you should just show that you are willing to get this job and willing to get this position no matter what it takes you. So the best way to answer is to say, I am going to go back home and try to analyze the mistakes that I did during my interview, go back to the way I was talking, go back to the way I was feeling. Maybe I was a little bit stressed and I didn't realize that it was showing on my face. So I'm just gonna come back and try to have like a flashback to see and analyze all the mistakes that I might have done during the interview, to come back stronger, more confident, and with more luck this time, wishing for the acceptance, of course. So this is the best way to answer, is to show that you're not gonna give up and that you are willing to do anything just to get this position. The recruiter might ask you, how many languages do you speak? You do not answer by saying 1, 2, or 3. No, you do mention the languages, and you do also mention that you write, speak, and read the languages that you do. If you, like for example, if you understand the language, but you don't read it and write it, you should mention that you don't read it and you don't write it, but for the spoken way, like you can understand and you can communicate, but your writing is not that good. So you should mention everything in detail, okay? Okie dokie. Which aircrafts do we fly? Don't be ignorant, okay? When you go to the interview, just try to have an idea about the aircrafts that the airline flies. For each airline, they have specific aircrafts that they do fly. For the locals, for example, they have smaller aircrafts. And for the 5 stars company, they have bigger aircraft. So you just have an idea about whether it's a Boeing or an Airbus or anything. Just don't be ignorant. You know, when you look ignorant and you say, I never heard of this, I'm really sorry, it doesn't look good. Just do your research and expect to receive this question during the interview. Why our airline? So let me tell you the goal behind asking this question. The goal behind asking this question is that they want to know if you believe that the company you're applying for is the best. So of course, when you choose a company to work with, it is because you believe that this company is the best. So you should answer in a way to confirm that you believe that this company is the best and this is why you want to work for it. Every one of us has hobbies, and the recruiter might ask you about the hobbies because they reflect a lot about the personality of people, of course. You can mention your hobbies, there is no harm, but please do not mention something that is not appreciated by the company. Like, for example, tattoos. If you go ahead and say, I love tattoos, put in tattoos on my body, this is something that wouldn't look nice, because of course the tattoos are not really welcome if you apply for the position of a flight attendant. Some companies are really strict about the tattoos. They do not accept it, whether they are hidden or shown in the uniform. Some companies tolerate the fact that as long as they are hidden by the uniform, so there is no issue. So please avoid falling into those kind of mistakes that might really cost you the rejection. The recruiter can ask you, why do you believe that the style and image are important for the cabin crew? You should be aware that you are as a frontline image of the company, you know. When the passengers come on board, we call them guests, by the way, in the aviation world, we call them guests. So whenever they come on board, the first thing that they see is your uniform. They see if you look good, if your hair is good. I mean, you should be like perfect. The nails, the hair, the uniform, the smile on your face, because you do represent the company. When they see you in uniform, they don't know you as a person. They know nothing about you. They know the company. If they see people or they see staff wearing Emirates flight attendants uniform, so they will be like, here is Emirates, and they're not gonna call you by your name. They're gonna call the company. So if you want to represent the company the best way, you should look perfect. I'm not gonna say less than perfect, but it's perfect. Okay, you might come across some questions that might look weird to you, and you will be like, why is the recruiter even asking about my family? But they do care. Let me show you an example. The recruiter might ask you, how is your family dealing with the fact that you are becoming a flight attendant or that you applied for cabin crew job? You might think this is weird, but they do believe and they do know that the family has an impact on a person. So especially for women and husbands who are married, you know, and the other partner doesn't like the fact that they are traveling all the time, so they're against the fact that they are becoming flight attendants. And so if the recruiter asks you this question, please be smart in your answer. If there is anyone from your family that they do not agree on the fact on you becoming cabin crew, don't say that, don't mention that. If you can handle your decision and you are completely independent and you know what you want from life and you want this position, you don't need to go into details with the recruiter. You can say that my family supports me, they support the fact that I want to become a cabin crew, but don't go into details, because believe me, if you say that they disagree on the fact of me becoming a cabin crew, it's a rejection. Cabin crew job is not an easy job, and they're aware of the fact that you're going to be traveling all the time, you're going to be away from the family. Some family members might not be okay with that, but you don't need to mention it to the recruiter, and you don't need to go into details with that. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have more questions coming to your minds that you don't know how to answer in a very smart way and professional way, please write down in the comments. And in the next video, we're going to be talking about the group discussion. The group discussion is very crucial, and you are in a discussion with a group of people. You should know how to behave, what to say, what not to say, when to answer, when to stay silent. And in the next video, this is what we are going to discuss. Meanwhile, I say, please stay safe.